Hello everybody, welcome to Cafe of Knowledge, the beginner's guide of inventory. And this is level 1, and we will have each week a level 1, level 2, level 3, and we will go through inventory like that. So first of all, I just want to say thank you for tuning in. Like, subscribe, share. Anyone that you know that may need to have a better career, want a better career, looking for a better career, everything. So first we're going to start off by telling you about inventory. And then we'll start off with going through a couple of steps on charts and sheets. And let me tell you this. When you're doing inventory in a business, a company, corporate office, or whatever, usually they will have computers and everything that will kind of, when you start doing your inventory, the computers will kind of help you a little bit. But here, what I do is we do things manually. Because when you do things manually, I'm going to have you draw your own charts, and we're going to go through it step by step manually without a computer. I'm not going to put all on the screen and type in a chart and all that. No, we're going to do it manually, because when you know things manually and when you know how to perform inventory manually, then you can execute it a whole lot better. And if anything happens, like the computer goes down or the computer crash and it won't come up for a couple of days or whatever, a lot of people are lost and they can't continue budgeting, inventory, accounting. They can't continue it because the computer's down and they're kind of lost on what to do. So when you know how to do it manually, it doesn't matter if the computer crashes or not, you know how to do it manually. And then when the computer come up, then you can input it and do everything that you need to do inside the computer to catch it up and have it still on track. But the moral of the story is that with anything crashing and going down, it won't stop you, because you know how to do it on paper, manually, and everything without a computer calculating everything for you and deciding things for you. That's all good, and that makes your job much easier, and that's great. But the thing is, you will know exactly if the computer says something and you think something different, you can tackle it with a tactic and strategy because you know how to do it manually. So that's the purpose of that. So now let me tell you a little bit about me. I'm NJ, and of course we have two channels. We have two videos on this channel. One video is usually uploaded. It's me and Jose. We're talking about all kind of relationship, marriages, community relations, everything that has to do with our everyday life, and that we all tune in and join in and talk about it and find a solution for it. Then the second video that we upload a week is the inventory video, and that's what we're doing today, the inventory video. Okay, so now let me tell you a little bit about me, because I know you're all saying, okay, whatever. I am a trainer. I have trained thousands and thousands, I say about 4,000 people throughout my career on inventory, budgeting, accounting, finance, all in companies. And I started from the bottom myself. So that's why I always say, whether you are working an hourly wage job and you want to make more money, or you want to become a salary manager, or you want to become a corporate office person, whatever you want to improve your income, this is the channel for you. I started as a dishwasher 28 years ago, and I moved into a server, and I went around in the restaurant world bringing myself up to a higher level just because of inventory. So when people say, you know, oh, well, I'm just a dishwasher, or I'm just a cook, or what, it doesn't matter. Knowing inventory and executing inventory, you can get yourself promoted. You can start working in corporate offices. You can have all kinds of job opportunities for you that opens up. You can go in the retail world. You go in the restaurant world. It doesn't matter. You can work in the airport. It doesn't matter where you go. You have now a lot of opportunities to get a job in different areas. Sometimes you might have to transfer to a different city or a different state. It doesn't matter. If your income is fitting, then I would go for it, because that's what I did. So I started as a dishwasher, and then I moved myself up to an assistant manager, then I moved myself up to a manager, then I moved myself up to a regional manager, then I moved myself up into the corporate office. And my job is to go into businesses, different businesses in different cities now, and perform inventory or help people improve their inventory. That's basically, my label is a troubleshooter, an inventory troubleshooter. So what I do is, you know, you go in and then you troubleshoot different areas that that business or that company or that store might be having trouble with their inventory. And you'll get to know about, you know, having a lot of trouble with inventory, being good at inventory. We'll learn all that as we go. So, my label was a troubleshooter, and that's what I did. I just go into stores and troubleshoot and make sure everything is working properly and the company is running like a well-oiled machine. So, it takes a lot of strategizing, tactics to make that happen, but it can happen, and that's where the money is at. And I tell everybody that without inventory, this world would stop. Inventory is the bed you sleep on, the refrigerator in your kitchen, the food in the refrigerator in your kitchen, the TVs you watch, the cars you drive, the clothes you put on, the shoes you put on, the furniture you have in your home, everything, the clips you put in your hair or the clippers that you cut your hair with, everything is inventory. And inventory rules a lot of businesses and things that's going on, because without inventory, we wouldn't have it. If they stopped selling beds or stopped making beds, we wouldn't have anything to sleep on. So inventory is very, very important, and it's a very, very big key to money in your pocket. More money in your pocket, and a possibility of always being able to have opportunities. And it also will help your pocket and your finances and your wallet and your pocketbook. So on top of that, I'm also a published author, and this is the book. I'm trying to see if you can see it. That's my book. It's called Inventory Control Easy, and it's by me. It has down there Nichelle Jones, NJ. You can always go to Google and find it. It's a tool book to help you learn in an easy form inventory. And I will be doing that in our virtual videos. And I will be teaching you step by step how to execute inventory. And the book is also helpful for whoever don't want to wait each week for a video to come out for me to tell you and explain to you how to do inventory. You can always go to Google and then look up Inventory Control Easy, Nichelle Jones. It'll pop up and you can order it. Then you can order it and then go along as we do it week by week. It's a good tool to just practice on. But we also going to be practicing on this channel. So let's start and begin. So first of all, it's going to start where we're going to have inventory chapter 1. And Then budgeting will be chapter 2. And then auditing will be like chapter 3. And we'll keep going until we finish all the chapters. I'm going to move along pretty swiftly because you can always rewind, screenshot, zoom when you're watching this video. So I don't have to stop and pause a lot. You can always review and go back and get a good understanding of what we talked about in this video so you can practice. So you need to have a pencil, pen, paper, so we can get down to business, because we're going to do a lot of writing, a lot of adding, a lot of subtraction, a lot of division, but we're going to do it in easy form so you can understand how to do this, okay? So let's start off by, this is the first video. This is the beginner's guide, and this is chapter 1, inventory chapter 1, and we're on level 1, and we're on week 1. That's important to remember, okay? And so now we will go. So a lot of people ask, what is inventory? Okay? Inventory is everything that it takes for an item to be sold. Okay? So every item that it takes to maintain a business as well, because you need your inventory to maintain your business. Because if you run out of inventory, or you go into a business and they don't have inventory, or whatever the case may be, that's kind of frustrating, you know. Have you ever went inside of a store and you're looking for a certain item, and then you run in the store right quick and they're out, and you say, oh man, then you got to run and you got to go to another store and get that item. Okay, that first store that didn't have the item lost money because you wasn't able to give them your money for that item because they was out. So that store lost money. And then the store that you went to go buy it, they made money. So inventory is very important because it can have a business not make money, and then it can have a business make money. So that's a lot. And if you are a person who works inside of a retail store, if you notice everything that I mentioned, the bed, the refrigerators, the stove, the furniture, the clothes you wear, if you think about it, all those stores you can work at once you execute inventory. You can go work at an appliance store, you can work at a furniture store, you can work at a retail store, you can work at a restaurant, you can work at an airport, you can work at an auto parts store. You have so many different opportunities now that you can apply for, and you're qualified for, because you know how to execute inventory. So that's basically what inventory is. Keeping up with items inside of a business, to make sure that business grow a lot of money inside their bank account, and that you grow more money inside your pocket, and everything is executing at a level, at like a well-oiled machine. So that's what it is with inventory. So the first thing is, why are we counting inventory? I just explained to you that we count it so that we don't run out. You don't want to be in a store and run out of items. You don't want to be a manager of a store. You don't want to be an employee of the store and you run out of everything. You know, you have customers come in and say, hey, you have any more milk? No, we don't have any milk. The truck didn't come this week. It had nothing to do with the truck. It had something to do with the person who was ordering inventory. That person just dropped the ball or slipped up and didn't realize, or they probably didn't know what they was doing when they was ordering it. They probably didn't even look around the store, or they probably don't even have an inventory process in that store. So therefore, they runs out a lot of items a lot. So that's why we count inventory, because we want to make sure that we have enough items to run the business. Okay. Then it says we have a par level. A par level, and you might want to be writing these things down when I say it, or rewind it, or however. But a par level is a certain number of an item you need to run that store. So you might need 10 bleaches every week to make sure that store is running and maintained. You might need 4 aluminum foil to make sure that that store doesn't run out each week. So a par level is a number to make sure that you don't run out of that certain item. Okay, and we'll get into how to do that. And it helps increase the business and the finance of that company. Okay. Inventory counts also help avoid shrinkage. And that's what we said. When you count inventory, it helps avoid running out of items. That's all. When you're keeping up with your inventory, it helps you maintain items to where you don't run out of items. Okay? So that's that right there. And let me also pause right there and let everybody know that if you know anyone who needs a job, want a job, looking for a better career, they're working in a work field, but they want to get promoted, this is the channel for you. And we can make it happen together. Just tune in each week, and we're going to keep going step by step, okay? Now, inventory counts also avoids theft. So when you're doing inventory counts, you can automatically detect if anything is missing in your store, or anything is missing in your company or your business, or wherever you are working and you're doing inventory. Doing inventory helps you catch if anything is being stolen out of your store. Because if items are being missing, you're going to know, because you count it. You count it every week. You count it every week. You know what you have. You know what you're supposed to have. And when you count it and it's not there, then you know that it could be a theft problem. So you can stop it right there and make sure that you don't have a theft problem. Because with most stores or most businesses or most companies, when they realize that they have a theft problem, those are the stores sometimes that you go in and they have their items behind a glass case and it's locked up, and in order for you to purchase it, you have to either ring a doorbell on the glass case, or you have to go get an employee so they can open the glass case and get your item that you want out. And then sometimes they even walk that item to the register and just tell you, oh, it'll be at register 4. And then you have to do the rest of your shopping, but you have to go to register 4 to get that item. That is because that store probably had a problem with that item being stolen a lot. So what they did was they put it behind a glass case so nobody would steal it, and that they can make money off of it. Because if somebody steals it, you can't make money off of it. So they want to make money off of their items. So by that item coming up missing pretty often, every time that they count inventory, then they just make the decision to put it behind a locked glass, or they'll either put it behind a locked door. You know, if they think that it's the employees that's stealing from them, they'll lock the stock room, or they'll lock the vending room. They'll lock a lot of things up where that item is. So inventory does stop and prevent theft so that they can make money off that item without anybody stealing it. Because when you steal it, they can't make money off of it. And if they have it locked up, then they can make money off of it, because now they know that that item is going to have to be sold and not stole. So that's the purpose of that. And then inventory counts also avoids loss control. And loss control means when you lose money because of an item that is either missing or wasted or anything like that. Loss control means that when you lose that item, you lose money out of your bank account. Point blank period. So if you're losing that item, or that item is coming up missing, then that's money taken away from your bank account. Even though you spent money buying that item to put inside your store, you gave away money to buy it, and then you didn't get that money back because you can't sell it because it's gone. So that's the purpose of counting inventory, just to make sure that everything stays running right and all of your inventory is being accounted for so that you can make money and grow money. So the more you manage inventory in a business, the more money you'll make. And the more money the company will make. And the more money all the rest of the employees will make. And the more money that company has room to grow, and then they can open another business somewhere. And then they can open up another business somewhere. So that's how you track inventory, through counting and tracking and strategizing and tactics to make sure that you don't lose money and the business doesn't lose money. And if you're a business owner, inventory makes sure that you don't lose money, that you grow your profits and your losses with your money. Okay, now, so don't forget to write a lot of the keywords down, because we'll be reviewing it later. Where are you going to count inventory? Every part of the store, that inventory, everything you have in that store, you are going to count. Everything. Either it's in a stock room, it's in the main store area, wherever you have inventory, the warehouse, you are going to count. Okay? The freezers, the cabinets, wherever you have inventory that you sell to people, you have to count that area. Okay? And it's some companies, they will count inventory probably once a week, which is the best way. Some companies count inventory every 2 weeks. Some companies, they count inventory once a month. The longer it takes for you to count inventory, the longer it takes for you to find out you have a problem, if there is a problem. So most stores do count their inventory every week. That way, if anything is wrong, they can catch it within that week, correct it, fix it, and then continue on with the next week. But if you wait a month before you count inventory, you could have had a problem all month long, and you wouldn't know because you only counted once a month. So that's why it's good to count inventory once a week. Usually it takes a couple of hours to count inventory, and it depends on the size of your store. If you're in a restaurant business, it might take you about 2.5 hours to count it. A store like Walmart's or something like that, the big old chain stores, they usually have companies to come in and count their inventory. But most of the time, restaurants and retail stores and things like that, they use their own employees, with someone like you. If you're an employee, they use you to count inventory. And that's a better way, a good way for you to get a raise and learn more about it, and make more money. And then when you know how to execute that inventory, They will ask you, do you want to run this store, or do you want to go across town and work at this store? It just opens you up for a whole lot of opportunities. Okay, so that's where you count inventory in every place of the store. Make sure that you count it accurately, and we could be going through all of that. Okay, let's start an inventory sheet. So let's say, now we're going to say that you decided to run a store. You just said, you know what, I want to open up a store, and I want to just go into business for myself. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. Let's say that you have a store now, and we're going to sell 10 items in your store, okay? Your store going to start off with 10 items that you're going to sell. We're going to sell milk in your store. You're going to sell milk. You're going to sell bleach. You're going to sell body wash, and you're going to sell sweet potatoes, and you're going to sell cabbage. No, let's not say cabbage. Let's say sugar and purse and a dog food, okay, and hamburger meat. So you're opening up a store. You're gonna start off with only 8 items, okay? You're gonna have milk, you're gonna have sugar, you're gonna sell a purse, you're gonna sell dog food, you're gonna sell hamburger meat, and you're going to sell sweet potatoes, body wash, and bleach. So you're going to sell eight products in your store. Okay? So we're going to make it easy. We're not going to have you having a whole lot of stuff in your store, because we want you to learn this in an easy form. Okay? So you have all of those items. It's 10 items that you're going to sell. Each of those items have categories. So when you go in, have you ever went into a store, and if you want to purchase body wash, it's going to be in the area where the soap and the mouthwash or something like that. Body soap, that category is considered HBA. Okay? It's health and beauty accessories. Okay? So everything in a store has a category. Okay, repeat, everything in a store has a category. So body wash would be in a category of HBA, like a health beauty accessory thing. Okay, so that will be on a whole sheet that has HBA on it. Okay, so anything in that department is considered HBA. Okay, then let's say milk. Milk is a dairy. It's in the dairy department. So inventory, milk is in the dairy department. On your inventory sheets, milk will be on the dairy sheet. Okay, then you will have bleach. Bleach is in the area where it's probably other chemicals, because bleach is a chemical. So bleach is in a chemical category. Okay, and then you would have, say, a purse. The purse is in a accessory category. So if you want to buy a purse or whatever, you usually go in a department where they sell purse and little snap purses for your chains, and little belts and buckles and things like that. Those are called accessories. Okay, then you'll have in an area where you dog food. Let's say dog food. Dog food is in an area where it's pets. So you'll have to go to the pets department. And that's how all of this is labeled on inventory. Okay, everything has a category. You just can't have dog food and milk right beside each other, because that's not how you find them in the store, because everything in a store has a category and a department. So pets will be in a department where you will find dog food, dog chains, cat food, things like that, okay? Sweet potatoes. Sweet potatoes are considered produce, okay? So you have your produce department, of course. And your produce department, you will find your apples, your oranges, your bananas, your sweet potatoes, your Idaho potatoes. Idaho potatoes are just regular potatoes, baked potatoes, okay? All of those things is a produce. It's in the produce department, okay? Then you will have sugar. Sugar is just in the regular food department. And that's usually, the food department is a big area that you can buy sugar, you can buy cooking oil, you can buy canned foods, you can buy a lot of things, you can buy bread, all that. That's called the food department, okay? So when you're doing inventory, you have a category for everything that you sell, and you have to know which category to put certain foods in. You see? So if you have apples, you have to know that apples go in the produce department, and you'll have a produce sheet for inventory. If you're doing dairy, if you have butter, you know butter goes into the dairy department because that's a dairy product. And you will have a dairy sheet for inventory, a separate sheet just for dairy. And then you'll have an accessory sheet where you put your purse at, or you put your belts on, you put your everything that has anything to do with accessories will go in that department. And when you have dog food, cat food, dog leash, all of those will go inside of a pet department, and you will have an inventory sheet that says pet department. Okay? So now that we got that understanding on that, and I explained each category, now you are running a business, have decided that you wants to run a business. And we're just going to put 8 items inside your business. And like we said, we're going to have the milk, we're going to have the sweet potatoes, we're going to have the dog food, we're going to have the body wash, we're going to have the bleach, purse, dog food, hamburger meat, and things like that. Okay? So first, for you to get started in your store, you have to buy those items those 8 items that we want to put inside of your store. Okay? So then you would have to call a vendor. Okay? You would have to, a vendor is a person that you order the food from. The store, the business, the company, or whatever. You order your things from a vendor. That's what that person is called, a vendor. That's a wholesale person who sells items to businesses, to companies at a pretty low price. And then when you get the items, you would uplift the price. You would, if you buy something from a vendor for $2, you'll probably put it in your store for probably $4 or $5 because you're trying to make money off of what you got in your store. Okay? So, for us to put those 8 items inside of your store, we are now getting ready to order those 8 items. Now let's say we want to have 10 of everything that you have in your store. Okay? Now, your sheet is, you got 10 items. And you're going to have, you want to get your paper, and you're going to get a piece of sheet of paper, and you're going to put 8 columns going across, and you're going to put 8 columns going down. Rather you just draw it on just some regular paper or notebook paper or whatever. Just draw a square block like this, and you see it. You're going to draw a square block like this. And then what we're going to do, you're going to put 13 columns. Let's put 13 columns going across and 13 columns going down. Okay? And the first column, you're going to write item. And then item is what you're going to sell. Okay? And I'm not going to leave this sheet up there in front of the camera, but you can always freeze it and then draw your own chart and do it like that. But make sure you have 13 going across, 13 going down. And your first column, I'm going to explain to you. The first column is the item. Is the item of which you're going to sell. Okay? And that first item will be milk. Okay? And then that's what you're going to write in item, milk. And what it has is, this is how it would look. Okay? You would have milk at the first column, and then the next column you will have a UPC number. Now I'm going to explain each item for you, excuse me. And at the top of each sheet you're going to have 10 of these sheets because you're selling 10 items in your store. Okay, so first you're going to make this sheet with the square blocks. You're going to put 13 columns across and 13 columns down. Okay, then this is week 1 that we're starting today. So you're going to put week 1 at the top, and then you're going to put dairy in the middle and dairy sheet. You're going to put dairy sheet, and I'm going to let you see that once again. You're going to put dairy sheet. It's going to week 1, dairy sheet, and then on one side, all the way to total price, that's your accounts receivable. Okay? It says accounts receivable. And then starting from on hand all the way across to par level, that's your inventory. Okay? So then I'm going to tell you the difference between that. Okay? Now, the first column is an item. That's milk. That's what you're going to put in that column, milk. On this first sheet, you're going to put milk. And then the next column says UPC number. UPC number is the number that when you go to the register, they take your item and they go across the scan and it says deep. And then the price comes up on the screen and then you know what you're selling. A UPC number is a number that identifies that certain item. Okay? It lets you know that that certain item is going out the door, and that's that item's number. Okay? That identifies that milk. And usually you'll see the UPC numbers be in a little square box with a whole lot of numbers on the side of it. And then they scan it, and then the UPC number will identify that certain item. So each item has their own UPC number, their identity number. That's basically what it is, an identity number for that item. Okay? So, the UPC number for milk is going to be 018. So, remember, the item column, you're going to write milk. In the UPC column, the UPC for, I made this up, so you'll know. The UPC number for the milk is 018. That's what you're going to write in the column for UPC. Then the third column, it says description. So you have to say what kind of milk that is. Is it a half a gallon? Is it a pint of milk? Is it a gallon of milk? In this case, we have a gallon of milk. It's going to be a gallon of milk. So you would write gallon in the prescription. Then you have the next fourth column. It says wholesale price. That's the price that you put in this column that you bought that milk from the vendor. So, and we're going to put $2. So let's say that we got the milk from a vendor, and that vendor charged you $2 for that gallon of milk. Okay? And so in the fourth column, in wholesale, you're going to put $2. And then the fifth column says each. And you have to put how many milks we got from that vendor that we got it from. So you remember I said we're going to start everything in your store off with 10. 10 of everything. 10 milks, 10 sweet potatoes, 10 purses. We're going to start everything in your store off at 10. Okay? So where the fifth column where it says each, we will put 10 because we're going to get 10 of the milks. Okay? Then the total price. If we got the fifth column, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, the sixth column is going to say total price. Okay? And the total price is what you paid for all 10 of those milks. Okay? And you will put it in that box, which would be $20 is what you would put in that box. Okay? And how did we get $20? Because they charging $2 for each milk. And we got 10 of them. So 10 times 2 is 20. Okay? And your total price will be $20. That's what you would put in your total price column. So, remember, your item in your first column is milk. The second column, your UPC number, is going to be 018. That identifies that milk. Okay? The description, the third row, is a gallon. You're going to write gallon in there. Then the fourth column, it says wholesale. You're going to put $2 in that because you bought the milk for $2. Each is the fifth column. You're going to put 10 because remind you, we are ordering 10 of everything because we're going to start your store off at 10. And then total price will be $20. The total price will be in the sixth column. And you will put $20. Okay? So it will look like this. Okay? It will look like this. Okay. Now, you're going to, since we have decided that you are going to sell 10 of everything, then we'll call a vendor. Let's say it's NJ's Food. And you're going to call me, NJ Food, and you're going to say, hey, I want to order milk. And then you're going to say milk 018. Because that lets me identify that certain milk. You're going to say, I want to order milk. And I want the milk UPC number 018. Which should be a gallon. And then they will say, okay, that's $2. I would tell you, okay, it's $2 for each milk, so how many do you want? And you'll say 10. It's okay. So that's what, so you're going to call in the order. Okay? So now, what you're going to do is you're going to tell me, which is NJ Food Company, that, hey, I want to order milk. And I want 10 of them. Okay? Then you're going to say, I want to order sweet potatoes. And I want 10 of them. Then you're going to say, I want sugar. I want a 10-pound bags. And I want 10 of them. Then you're going to say, I want ground beef. 5-pound packages. And I want 10 of them. Okay? Then you're going to say, I want body wash. And you're going to give the UPC number. Like I said, you're going to say, like, body wash, the UPC number is 251. And you're going to tell them, I need 10 of them. And then you're going to tell me, the food vendor, you say, and I also want bleach. And the UPC number for the bleach is 101. And I want 10 of them. I want the gallon bleachers, and I want 10 of them. Then I'll be like, okay, and I'm steady writing it down as you telling me what you want to order from me so I can deliver it to you. Okay? Then you're going to say, I want a purse, and I want the purse UPC number 111, which identifies a certain type of purse. Then you're going to say, I want 10 of them. Then I'll be steady writing it down because remind you, you telling me on the phone what you want for your order for your store. Then you say, and I want dog food. And the UPC number is 112. And I want the 50-pound bag of dog food. The UPC number automatically going to identify that that's a 50-pound bag of dog food anyway. So that's the purpose of telling them the UPC number, so that I would know what type of dog food, or your vendor, the person you ordering from, will know what type that you want. Because once you say the UPC number, it identifies that item. So you'll say, I want dog food, and the UPC number 112, and then I want 10 of those too. Okay, now you have called the vendor person, which is me, the NJ Foods. You've called me and you say, hey, I want these items brought to my store so I can start running my store. And I say, okay, I deliver it to you tomorrow. Usually the delivery, some deliveries will come the same day, some deliveries take a day, some deliveries take 2-3 days. Okay, so you have decided to open your store. We're recapping now, okay? You have decided to open up a store. And we have you decided that you're going to put only 8 items inside of your store. Okay? And that was the milk, the sweet potatoes, the dog food, the purse, the bleach, the sugar, and the ground beef, okay, and the body wash, okay. So those are the 8 items that you decided you're going to start off selling inside of your store. You just ordered it. Now you're waiting on the vendor, which is me, to bring your items into your store so you can sell them, okay. Now, once you have made that order, and now you are waiting on your order, let's talk about the sheets that you have made, okay? And the sheets that you have made, it has the 13 columns going across and the 13 columns going down. And now you're going to have 8 of those sheets. 8 of those sheets, because you have 8 items coming that are all different departments, okay? So a different department requires a different sheet, okay? You're going to have the milk sheet. You're going to have 8 of those charts. You're going to have 8 of these charts. You're going to have 8 of these, okay? You're going to have 8 of these made out. So you're going to get a sheet, 8 sheets of paper, draw your block, and make you some columns, 13 columns going across, and 13 columns going down. Okay, you have to have 8 sheets. Okay, now, let's say that your truck has arrived. The delivery person has arrived to your store with everything you ordered. You ordered 10 of each of those 8 items, okay? So when I bring your items to your store, right? When I bring those items to your store, then I'm going to give you an invoice, because you bought all those things from my store, and I had to put how much you ordered and how much it costs. Okay? So when I bring the items into your store, the first thing that you need to do is check everything that I bought to your store to make sure that I bought you 10 of the milks, 10 of the sweet potatoes, 10 of the sugar, 10 of the ground beef, 10 of the body wash, 10 of the bleach, 10 of the purse, 10 of the dog food, okay? Because it's 8 items. So you have to look and make sure that I gave you all those things on your order, okay? And you have to make sure when a truck delivers things to your business, you want to make sure it's not damaged, because if it's damaged, you can't sell it, okay? You have to make sure that you have all of them. If you order 10, it should be 10. If you order 10 and it's 9, then you say, okay, you only gave me 9 and I ordered 10. So, and on the invoice sheet, which is your bill they give you, is really a bill. On your bill, it has that 10, but they really gave you 9. So say the 10 bleach that you ordered, they only bought in 9 of them. Okay? If they only bought in 9 of them, 1 is missing. And if they don't have it, you would have to cross out that 10 on your bill and put 9, and then put how much 9 of them are. And then you're gonna scratch the price out, because that price has 10, okay? That you received 10, and you didn't receive 10, you only received 9. So you're gonna scratch that out, and you're gonna put a 9 in that place, and you're gonna change the price to what 9 costs, not 10. Then you're gonna have the person who delivered you the items to put their initial by it, and you're going to put your initials by it, and then you assign it, because you had to change the total amount of your order because 1 is missing, okay? So you have to adjust the money amount and take off however much that bleach costs, which is, I don't know, we'll see how much bleach costs, but you would have to take that out. It tells you on the invoice, it'll say $1, $2, $3. You would have to take $1, $2, $3 off of your total price, because they did not deliver you all 10 bleach. They delivered you 9. Okay? So that's the purpose of making sure that you check your order, because if you don't check your order and that person gets away with just giving you 9 bleach, and you don't realize it at the time, and you just sign this invoice to say, okay, I received it and I'm done, okay? And then when you get ready to put your bleach up on the shelf, you realize you only have 9. Well, it's too late to say anything about the 1 that's missing, because you signed the invoice and the delivery person is gone. Okay, so there's nothing you can do about it. Once the delivery person is, you have signed your sheet and the delivery person is gone, there's nothing else you could do about it. You just have to take a loss. Okay, so that means you paid for something that did not come in. Okay, and that means that you're not going to make money off something that's missing. Meaning that you paid for it, but you don't have it. So you're losing money like that. Okay, so when the delivery person comes in, and if not only checking it to see if anything missing, if anything is damaged, say that they bought you a bottle of bleach that has a little hole on the side and it's leaking, it's just leaking, you don't want that either. You're going to scratch the invoice, and you're going to tell them to take that back, and you're just going to say, I received 9, because I don't want that other one because it's leaking. And I can't sell that other one when it's leaking like this, damaged. I don't want it. So then that person will have to take it out. You will have to take it off, and then the delivery person will have to sign by whatever you took off, and then you sign, and then you sign the invoice, and then you send them on your way. And you make your corrections, because when it's time to pay these people, you don't want to pay them for something you do not have. Okay? So you make sure you do all your adjusting, adjusting and everything. Okay? So now, the delivery person has delivered you your product, and you have your product, and this is what it looks like. Okay? This is an invoice, which is your bill. Okay? And I'm going to show you how an invoice looks. Okay? An invoice looks, it tells you exactly what you paid for everything. This is what a truck driver or your delivery person will give you after they deliver your items to your store. Okay? And it gives you the price. It gives you the item that you ordered. It also has the UPC number on it. It also have the description of the type of thing you ordered. And it'll say each. It'll tell you how many you ordered. It'll tell you the price of each item that you ordered. Then it'll give you the total price. Okay? So you can always freeze, rewind, screenshot, or whatever you want to do when you get to this part, and freeze it so you can see how an invoice look. But this invoice is called a bill. This is the bill the delivery people will give you once they deliver your items. Okay? Now, when you get the delivery sheet, this is what you make your category sheet on. You remember, the category sheet is the 13 columns going across, the 13 columns going down, and you're going to have 8 of them, because each sheet is going to be named produce. For the produce sheet, you're going to put sweet potato for the item. You're going to copy everything that your invoice say that you got. Okay? So your produce sheet will say sweet potato. Okay? You're going to make 8 of these sheets. And you're going to put the item, which is sweet potatoes. I just abbreviated. You're going to put the UPC number, which is 012. The description is a 10-pound bag. Okay? And the wholesale price is $1. So you got sweet potatoes for $1. And then you ordered 10 of them. So the total price of your sweet potatoes is $10. Okay? So you're going to fill in on your sheet the 13 columns going across and the 13 columns going down. Okay? And your first sheet is going to be called produce sheet. And then on this side, you'll see accounts receivable. That's where you will put everything that you got from your truck driver or delivery person. You're going to record it on item number, and you're going to record it on UPC number, description, wholesale, each, total price. Okay? You're going to record it on all those things. Okay? So make sure that you have that. So each sheet is going to have a category. So your first sheet is a produce sheet. It's sweet potatoes is the item. UPC number for sweet potatoes is 012. The description of sweet potatoes are 10-pound bags. So you got 10 10-pound bags of sweet potatoes, okay? And then the wholesale price that you bought it for is $1. You're going to put that in the wholesale column. Then the next one is each. You're going to put 10 because we got 10 of them. And the total price is $10. Okay? Okay? So now you should have 2 sheets. Okay? You should have the sheet that was for milk, and you should have the sheet that's for sweet potatoes. Okay? Then you're going to have another sheet that is named sugar, because you got sugar too. And let me show you the sheet for sugar. For sugar, that's how it's going to look on the second sheet, sugar. Then it has the UPC number, which is 001. Then the wholesale price for sugar is $1.50. And each, you got 10 bags of sugar. And your sugars are 10-pound bags. And you got 10 of them. So your total price is $15 because the sugars cost $1.50 a piece. And you got 10 of them. So your total price that you paid is $15 because you got 10 of them. Okay? And at the top, you're going to see it has food sheet. And you're always going to put week 1 there at the corner left of your sheets, because this is week 1 that we're working in. This is week 1 that we are working in. So you're always going to make sure you put like week 1 at the top of it. Okay? So that was your sugar. Okay? Then you're going to have ground beef. Okay? Ground beef. Remember, we ordered ground beef. So your next sheet, so we have, you should have 4 sheets now. 1 for milk, 1 for sweet potatoes, 1 for sugar, and then the next one, the 4th sheet, is going to be for ground beef. I wrote it in, but that's the item. Your item is ground beef. The UPC number is 214. The description is a 5-pound pack of ground beef. And the delivery company charged you $3 for it. And the each is 10. We got 10 of them, because remember, everything that we ordering is 10. And then your total price is $30. That's because the wholesale people charge you $3 for it. And your total price, and you got 10 of them, so that's $30. Okay? And at the top of that sheet, you see that it says meat sheet, because ground beef is meat. Okay? And your sugar sheet should say food sheet at the top. Your milk sheet with your milk should say produce sheet up top. Okay? I'm sorry, your milk sheet should say dairy, because that's a dairy. My bad. Don't beat me up, y'all. Your sweet potatoes should have produce sheet up top. Your milk sheet should say dairy sheet up top. And then your sugar sheet should say food sheet up top. And then your meat sheet is your ground beef. Okay? Then you remember we ordered body wash. And your body wash sheet should say HBA sheet, because remember, it's health, beauty, and accessories. So that's how your body wash, and it says items. I wrote in body wash. UPC number is 251. And then the description, you got a tall bottles. That's the descriptions of them. And then the wholesale price is 50 cents. And each is 10, because you ordered 10, remember? And the total price is $5. And that's because each bottle of body wash costs 50 cents. You bought 10 of them. So it's $5. That's how much you spent for it, okay? So, okay. Then, you'll have your next sheet, which is called chemical sheet, because that's where your bleach gonna go. Remember, you ordered bleach. So your next sheet is gonna be like this. And remember, you're gonna put the week 1 in the far left of all of your sheets, because this is week 1 that we are working in. Week 1, and then the columns, you see, the item, bleach, UPC number is 101, and then the description is a gallon, and then your wholesale price that you paid for it from the vendor is $1, and you ordered 10 of them, so your total price that you paid for it is $10, okay? And you see at the top, right there above the item, the UPC, the description, the wholesale, the total, I have accounts receivable, okay? Because that is what your vendor sent you. And whatever a vendor or a delivery person give you, you have to put it on this sheet of paper. And when you put it on this sheet of paper, it's automatically called accounts receivable, because this is letting you know what you ordered, how much you ordered, and how much money you spent on it, okay? So just remember that. And we're not going to worry about this side yet, because we hadn't got to that side. Right now we're just putting in the bill or invoice, whatever you want to call it. This side here is the side that we're putting our delivery on. So that's all. You don't have to worry about this side until we start counting inventory, okay? But right now, that's it, okay? Now, so your next sheet should have accessory sheet like this, because this is accessory sheet. This is where the purse is gonna go, okay? So you ordered the purse. It's called accessory sheet. The item is a purse. UPC number for the purse is 111. The description is a blue purse. The wholesale price, what you paid for it, is $4. And you ordered 10 of them. So the total price that you spent on purses is $40. Why is it $40? Because they're $4 each, and you ordered 10 of them. So it's $40. And at the top of that sheet, you'll put accessory sheet, because that's where purse belong in the category of accessories. Okay? And then, after that, you're going to do another sheet. Your last sheet, which is the dog food. Okay? And the dog food is going to go up top, say pet sheet. Okay? And then, like in the left corner, you're going to put week 1. In the left corner at top, put week 1, like you see on the sheet. And then, of course, this side here is accounts receivable, and over here we do inventory. We're not worried about that yet. Okay, so your item is dog food, and the dog food UPC number is 112, and you got 50-pound bag of dog food. That's your description. Your wholesale price is $3, because that's what you paid for it, and you got 10 of them. And your total price, can y'all see it? The total price is $50. And that's because you paid $5 for each bag. You got 10 bags. So it's $50. Okay? So that's how it should look. Okay? So those are your 8 sheets that you should have. Okay? And you put everything on your 8 sheets that you need. So each sheet has its own category. So you should have a dairy sheet, right? And you should have a produce sheet. You know, your dairy sheet should have milk on it. You should have a dairy sheet that says milk. Then you should have a produce sheet that has the sweet potatoes on it. And then you should have a sheet that has meat on it. That's with your hamburger, your ground beef on it. Okay? Then you should have a sheet that says HBA, which is your body wash. You should have a sheet with that, and it's written on it. Then you should have a sheet with accessories that has your purse on it. Then you should have a sheet that says chemicals. That's with your bleach on it. Then you should have a sheet that says pets, pet sheet, and that has your dog food on it. So you have 8 different sheets. Like I said, you can always pause it, get your sheet, your graphs done, and do 8 different sheets, and then put your item, your UPC number in there, your description, your wholesale, and the each, and the total price. Okay? You do all of that. Okay? So, what we just did is called accounts receivable. Accounts receivable is when a vendor or anybody that delivering to us bring us product or items, and then we take the bill / inventory, invoice. It's really called an invoice when a company give you a bill for what you ordered. It's called an invoice, but I'm trying to tell you what it means, and that's a bill. Okay, so you would take that bill and record it. Everything that's on that bill that you ordered, you have to put it in its category on the category sheet. Okay, you have to go to whatever category is milk, then you got to put the milk on the dairy sheet. If it's dog food or anything like that, you have to put that on the pet sheet. If it's oranges, apples, bananas, or whatever produce, you have to put that on the produce sheet. Okay? Because everything has a category. Okay? So that's what you have to do. And make sure that you keep studying that so you will know and have an understanding of that. Okay? Then, after you have ordered, and we got your stuff, so now your store has 10 of everything inside of the store. Okay? Your store has 10 of everything. So you have 10 purses, 10 dog foods, 10 bleach, 10 bags of sweet potatoes, you have 10 milks, you have 10 of 8 different items inside of your store that you are going to start selling. Okay? So make sure that you review, study what we just did. Now, let's act like it's a week later. Okay? Just imagine that it's a whole full week. Now we're going to count your inventory. Okay? So, now, let's say it's been a full week. You done had, now you had your 10 items of each thing in the store. And let's say it's been a full week and you've been operating real good and people been coming in buying little stuff from your store or your place of business. They've been buying some of your dog food. They've been buying some of your bleach. They've been buying some of your body wash. They've been buying all this stuff in your store. Okay? Now, for a week now, they have been buying stuff. Now, it's time for us to count inventory. You count inventory every week at the end of the week. Okay? So now, let's say you've been operating a whole full week. Now it's time for us to count inventory. Okay? So now, we're going to go in there and we're going to count inventory. So, you're going to go, you're going to grab your sheets of each department, and you're going to walk around your store, and you're going to count now what you have in your store. Okay? Now, you always count inventory either before the business open or after the business closed. You only wants to count inventory when there's no operation going on. Okay? Because if you count inventory and people study buying stuff, you can't track it accurately like that. Okay? So when it's time to count inventory, you're going to count inventory before the store opens or either after the store closes. Okay? Most restaurants and things of food, fast food places, they normally count their inventory after it closes. And if they are a type of facility that stays open 24 hours and they don't close, they usually count on the slowest parts of the day when it's not that much customer traffic. Okay? So now, it's time to count your inventory. You've been running your store. You started your store off with 10 of each things. And you only had 8 things in your store. But you had 10 of each of them. You know, you had 10 of them, of each. And your store been operating all week. People been coming in. People been shopping and everything. So now, it's at the end of week 1. That's why I wanted you to put week 1 at the top of all your paper. Week 1, because this is week 1. Now we're going to go count. So then you will go around your whole store and you will count inventory. Okay? You count inventory. So then you're going to count your milk. Right? And on your milk, the sheet, remember, this is our inventory sheet. So remember, this side is what was for the truck. We put everything from the truck. Now, starting from on hand all the way over to par level, that's going to be our inventory. Okay? So now, if you see the column says on hand is 10 because that's what we started at. We started with 10 milks from the beginning. That's on hand. Okay? We started with that. And then we're selling our milk at $4. We bought it at $2, but we're selling them at $4. Okay? So now you will see up here at the top, you will see where it says, excuse me y'all for the all up in the screen like that. You know what I'm saying? But now you can see a little better. But like I said, screenshot it so you'll know what I'm talking about or rewind it or whatever. Okay, so your on hand column, it says 10. That's because we started off with 10. Your retail price is $4. That's what we selling our milk for. We bought it for $2, but we're going to sell them for $4. Okay? Now, it says ending count. So that's when we go in our store. You go to the milk, wherever your milk department is. You're going to go to the milk, and you're going to count how many milks you have inside of your store. We're counting inventory now. So you're going to put down ending count, how many milks you had. So say we counted, and you only have 5 milk left. That means, you see the next column say total sold? That means you sold 5. Because if you started with 10 milks, and when you counted the milks in your store, you only got 5 left, that means you sold 5, right? Right. So then, your dollar amount sold is $20. Because if you sold 5 milks, and the milks cost $4 a piece, that means you sold $20 worth of milk. Okay? That means you sold $20 worth of milk. Okay. And then you'll see the next one says need order. That means you need to order 5 more milks. Okay? You need to order 5 more milks because you sold 5. So you need to order 5. Okay? And the par level is what you need in your store at all times. So you started off with 10 milks in your store. You need to continue having 10 milks in your store. So that's your par level, 10 milks. You need to have 10 milk. Par level means you need to have 10 of that item in your store at all times. Okay? So that was the milk. So you counted milk and your ending count was 5. Okay? Then you counted, this is your sweet potato, your produce sheet. Then you counted sweet potato, and then you had 2 left sweet potatoes when we counted. So that means you sold 8. Okay? And your dollar amount that you sold is $40. That's because you charge $5 for your sweet potatoes. And you sold 8. So your dollar amount is $40. So you sold 8. That means you need to order 8 of them. Okay? Then your next one is ground beef. Okay? Ground beef on the meat sheet. And ground beef, you counted it, you only have 3 ground beefs left in your store. Okay? And that means you sold 7. And your ground beef cost $7. So that means the dollar amount that you sold is $49 of ground beef. Because you sold 7 and ground beef costs $7. Okay? So if you sold 7, you need to order 7 again. Okay? Because remind you, we're keeping 10 of everything in your store. Okay? Then the next one is body wash. Okay? On hand is 10, because when we started with 10. That's your on hand number. Whatever we started with for the week, we started with 10. We started everything off with 10. So that's your on hand number. Your retail price, you charge $2 for your body wash, even though you got the body wash for 50 cents. But you selling it at $2. Okay? And then when you counted inventory, you only had 6 left. That means you sold 4 of them. So, if you sold 4 of them at a cost of $2, that means your dollar amount is $8. So, if you sold 4, then when you call in your truck again, you need to order 4. Okay? Because your par level is 10, and it's 10 because that's what we started with. Okay? Now, accessory, purse. Okay? You started on hand 10. Retail price $10. You know, we paid $4 for it, but we selling it for $10. So when we went to count inventory, the end count, when we counted inventory, you only had 1 purse left in the store. So that means you sold 9 purses, and your dollar amount sold is $90. That's because you sell your purse for $10. Excuse me. You sell your purse for $10, and you sold 9. So that means your dollar amount sold is $90. So if you sold 9, what you need to do? Order 9. Exactly. Because your par level is 10, because you have to have 10 in your store at all times. Okay? Then the next one is bleach. Okay? You started off with 10 on hand. Your retail price is $4. Remember, we bought the bleach for $1, but we sell them for $4. When we went to count your inventory and you counted your inventory, you only had 3 left. So that means you see total sold, you sold 7. Your dollar amount that you sold is $28. Why is it $28? Because you sold 7 and they $4 a piece. So your dollar amount sold is $28. Okay? So you sold 7, so you need to what? Order 7. Right. Because your par level is 10. And you always have to have 10 in your store at all times. So you sold 7, you need to order 7 so you can get back at having 10 of them. Okay? So, I'm sorry, y'all, it got dark. My little backup light went out on me, and we're going to wrap this up in a minute. But your next sheet is dog food. I don't know if you can see it too well, but your next sheet is dog food. And then you had 10 of them. Your retail price, we selling dog food at $20. Okay? And then the end count, when we counted inventory, we wind up having 3 left. So that means we sold 7. And if we sold 7, our dollar amount sold is $140. That's because we sell dog food at $20 and we sold 7. So $140. And that means if we sold 7, you need to order 7. And that's how it goes. Okay? So, that's how you do the inventory sheet. And what I want you guys to do is practice that. Go over that in your head. And just practice those sheets so that you will have it right and you can have it down pat. Okay? So make sure that you study these sheets, replay, rewind, zoom, snap, screenshot it, or whatever you need to do to make sure that you go back and can understand everything I said in this video. Okay? And so that's how we did the little basic step of inventory. And if you have any questions or anything that you want to know or didn't quite understand, please leave a comment in the comment section. And like I said, I know some of the screens was too close or whatever, but you know, we get the hang, I get the hang of it, and I can position them. But right now, I want you to do all these things manually and draw your own charts, because this is what you need to do to execute inventory so you can put a lot of money in your pocket. It is very easy if we go step by step by step. If you follow the steps, and I'm going kind of slowly. And so if you follow it, study it, and try to get the hang of it. Okay, so if you have any questions or you're stuck with something, please put them in the comments, and I will be sure to address any questions or comments that you had in our next video. Okay, so please, for the next week, because you know I come back next week, and we will go to the next level. This is level 1, and then next week will be level 2. So make sure you have a good understanding on this. We will come back and review it, but we're going to review it quickly, and then we're going to move on to the level 2. Okay? So that's all that we're going to do today, and I want you to take those sheets and please study those sheets and look at your inventory, look at your invoice. That invoice that was delivered, look at the invoice to make sure that you have a good understanding of how the invoice was done and how a bill looks when they send you a bill to pay for things. Okay? Make sure you look at it. Okay? Look at it so you'll know how to pay for things. Okay? But this is your invoice. Study your invoice about how many the company bought you, what it cost, and everything. And study your inventory sheets with all your category, your 8 sheets with all your different foods on them. Study that to make sure that you have that down packed as well. If you have any questions or anything that, like I said, you want to address or just can't quite understand, please put them in the comment section. You can also email us at cafeofknowledge88@gmail.com. Okay? And then we'll address everything that you need to know or want to know or have a concern about. Okay? So, please please subscribe. And like I said, I am doing this because I just like to help people get more money. I'm just a person that loves to help people. Like I said, I have trained thousands of people. I have went into different companies. I love to help people make more money and learn about inventory, because inventory is a very, very good paying job. Very good paying job. And I just love to help people. And like I said, if you don't have quite understanding, you can always go to Google, type in my book, Inventory Control Easy by Nichelle Jones, and then you can order the book and you can follow along with us on this channel, or you can just do it yourself with the book, but however you want to do it. But please know that inventory is a very good career. It might get a little challenging, but it's fairly easy. It really is fairly easy. Just hang in there, and we'll work through it together. So please like, subscribe. You know anybody else that might need this career or to better their career, or you know anybody who need a job, haven't found a job, they just got out of incarceration, or they just haven't figured out what they wanted to do yet, they dropped out of school and not for sure what they want to do with their life, or either they working in a place, want a promotion, or either they want to move up to a corporate office, whatever it might be. This is the channel. Make sure you tell people about it and have them to like, subscribe, and tune in and join us on our inventory sessions. And don't forget that we have a video with me and Jose coming up where we talk about personal things and relationships and things like that. So you will be getting those videos coming up too. So like, subscribe, and please share. If I can help someone learn inventory, you can help someone by sharing, liking, and just let them see if they would like to better their career. Okay? So, see you next week, guys. Bye-bye.